Hello everyone, welcome once again to Books Wale Bhaiya. I'm Abhishek. Today, after a long time, I'll be talking about a fiction book, a novel, and it's the latest one by Chetan Bhagat, 400 Days. Chetan, since past some time, has been writing detective fiction, and this is the latest one in this genre. And so, we are back once again with the detectives Keshav and his friend Saurabh. I really need not spend any time to talk about who is Chetan Bhagat. Well, we already know he's India's largest selling novelist, he's a columnist, he has a very active presence in social media and has millions of fans and followers. So coming directly to the book, this novel is about, it's a mystery of course, it is about the abduction, kidnapping of a girl, Sia. Now this girl gets kidnapped interestingly when all her family members were there in the house at the night time, and this girl was sleeping with her real sister and cousins. But the girl disappears all of a sudden one night, and the police starts investigating the case. They do their bit, they do their effort, but unfortunately they are unable to reach to any conclusion as to where is Sia, where they could not locate her, and what has actually happened to the girl. It is, however, certain circumstances to indicate that Sia might not be alive. Then it comes to the detectives, our own heroes Keshav and Saurabh, who start investigating the case, and as they investigate, we also get to know the problems faced by the families, the family of the girl, both on the mother side and the father side, the problems they are facing. Despite having a lot of money in the house, there are problems, maternal discords, typical Saas Bahu problems as we see in many families, the relationship between daughter-in-law and father-in-law, the relation between all the family members, and all such things. And typical to Chetan Bhagat's style, as he typically talks about, especially a city like Delhi from where he is, talks about the Punjabi culture, and he has written extensively on this in this book as well, which I would say does makes the novel overall quite interesting. His usual jokes and sarcasm on the habits of the Punjabi culture, which I as a Punjabi can definitely understand. And yes, there are a lot to, you can say, not a dull moment, there's a lot of things to actually laugh at in this book in that context. So it is about the Punjabi culture, it is about the problems being faced by families despite having money, you can say, and maternal discords, as he has talked about that in his book. So I also, one question which emerges in the middle of the book is, are these factors also responsible for Sia's abduction? The maternal discords, the fights between husband and wives, and interestingly, along with that, it also comes to our notice the impact of social media on kids, especially on apps wherein you can go anonymous, you can hide your true identity. Are these apps safe for the kids? So in a very implicit manner, Chetan has also pointed out, highlighted this problem, which in a way you can say a menace to our kids, and whether the kids should be allowed to use social media, or if they should be watched by their parents. It does raise some important questions. So however, as the novel progresses, as the story progresses, what I found interesting was the most interesting part of the book, and which for me also is an important parameter in judging, in reviewing a detective fiction, is whether you are able to guess the culprit or not. Well, I think full marks to Chetan on that, because I have read a lot of detective fiction even beforehand. I could not actually judge who is the culprit. So yes, there is indeed a big surprise at the end of the novel. As the story progresses at a very fast pace, there is not really a dull moment in this book. And as the story progresses, there are moments wherein they think they are very near to nabbing the culprit. However, something or the other goes awry, and the detectives are back to square one. So the story has its ups and downs, but the overall approach, the methodology adopted by the detectives is actually interesting and makes for an interesting read. Some of the things I did not like in the book is that one is the whole kidnapping of the girl. It is a little difficult to believe that the family, who is a very rich family and who live in a huge mansion or a bungalow, they did not have proper security arrangements even when they had daughters and granddaughters. So that's a little bit difficult to believe. Another thing which I think needed improvement was that when the detectives actually understand who the culprit is, it appears as if it's more a matter of luck, despite the detectives being intelligent and doing some really meaningful things in solving this case. It appears that in the end, when they actually nab the culprit, it appears as if it's more a matter of luck than any kind of genius used by the detective. So that in a sense is also a bit of a weak part. Having said that, there is no doubt that it keeps you hooked till the end, because as I said, it will be very difficult for anyone reading this book to actually judge, to understand who the culprit could be. all in all, despite some other things which I think needs improvement, it makes for a very interesting and engaging read. It's a typical Chetan Bhagat novel. You have this suspense, you have the Punjabi culture, you have romance, you have everything, making for a very good weekend read and a very engaging read. One book, therefore, I would say I certainly recommend. Thank you very much for watching my video. If you think I did a good job, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more updates. Thank you.